So, welcome to Adhyatma Ramayan's Uttarakhanda's 5th chapter called Rama Gita. Because there are two Rama Gitas, I will not call it Rama Gita, I will call it Rama Drishti. There is another Rama Gita also, and you can get confused which one is this. So, this is from Adhyatma Ramayan. This has more of the spiritually inclined verses in this Ramayana. So we are only doing the 5th chapter because we are not going to do the story. We are only going to be doing the spiritual knowledge that Rama gave to Lakshmana. Now this is a conversation between Rama and Lakshmana. It is more like a Vedantic poem. So the verses are very poetic. Hence we won't be going into translation. This is not a commentary. This is a direct scene. So the first 7 verses we will be going through very quickly because the main knowledge is in the 7th verse. The first 6 is just story. So the story goes such that Lord Shiva is prompted by his consort Parvati to speak about the knowledge. Don't see it as Shiva and Parvati sitting on the Himalayas. No, not that way. It is if consciousness were to tell its own projection, the body, mind, person, what it is to unite with the consciousness. That is how you see it. Do you see it? That is the way you directly see. That is why in our scriptures we have the Ardhanarishwar depiction of consciousness, where consciousness is one side, which is pure consciousness, which is one side, which is depicted as the male, and the female is the Prakriti, which comprises of the witness consciousness, the mind, the body, and the world. So these 4 comprise Parvati, the female side of Ardhanarishwar, and the male side is pure consciousness. Now, if pure consciousness were to tell its own projection of body, mind, world, what it is to unite with the consciousness, that is Rama Drishti. Clear? So take it as consciousness is narrating this highest truth to its own projection. So that is why the first verse is Shri Mahadeva Uvacha. Who's Mahadev? Shiva, or consciousness. Consciousness is saying the first verse. What is it? Tato Jagan Mangalam Mangalatmana Vidhaya Ramayana Kirtim Uttamam Chachara Purva Charitam Raghutama Rajarshi Varyairapi Sevitam Yatha. He's talking about Sri Ram. He's saying that Sri Rama lived a life of intense penance. He had organized his life such that it was of intense penance. I will not go into the flowery descriptions. Story is not our main focus here. We will be focusing on knowledge. So I will go through these verses pretty quickly. The second verse is Saumitrina Prishta Udara Buddhina Ramaha Kathaha Praha Puratani Shubhaha Ragyaha Pramattasya Nrugasya Shapataha Dvijasya Tiryaktva Matha Raghava. Lakshmana is described here. He is the son of Saumitra. And he is called Saumitri. So he goes to Rama many times, and Rama narrates many stories to Lakshmana. This verse only speaks about their bond, their relationship, that they are not like brothers who fight with each other. They are more like a disciple and a teacher. That reverence is there in their relationship. And that is why many times Lakshmana asks a lot of advice to Rama, and Rama provides that advice through stories. And a story is mentioned here which is not really important. It is just a story of a king who gifted a cow to a Brahmin, and then the cow leaves the Brahmin's cattle space and goes and intermingles with the king's cattle. So basically, the cow went back home, and the king did not really identify the cow and re-gifted the cow to some other recipient. And the Brahmin got upset with the king and cursed him, and he turned into a chameleon. The story is not important. It's just to bring out the bond between Rama and Lakshmana. The essential thing here is that they are not like regular siblings that do not have a good relationship. They are more like a disciple and a teacher. That's the only message from verse 2. Kadachit ekanta upasthitam prabhum Ramam Ramalalita pada pankajam Saumitrir asadit Shuddha bhavana Pranamya bhaktya vinaya Anvinto abravit. So now the main story begins that one day Rama is just sitting leisurely. He's usually very busy. So he's sitting in leisure, and Lakshmana goes to him with a request. Verse 4. Saumitrihi uvacha Tvam shuddha bodhosti hi sarva dehinam atmasya vishosi nirakriti swayam pratiyase jnana drisham mahamate padabja bringahita sanga sangina. So he says that you are recognized as pure knowledge itself by all those who really have the eye of wisdom. He's basically praising Ram. He adores Ram. Yeah. We won't go into the nitty-gritties of the praise, but basically he bows down to him humbly and he comes with some request. 5. Aham prapannosmi padambujam prabhu bhava apavargam tava yogi bhavitam yathanjasa agnanam apara varidhim sukham tarishyami tatha anushadhi mam. So he bows down and he says that please teach me the quickest way, the fastest way, the shortest way to cross this ocean of ignorance. Yeah, he is looking for the instruction on release from suffering, from agyana. Yeah. So his requests are always very sincere. He is not like a sibling that is just talking for the sake of speaking or doing chit chat with the elder brother. That is not what this is. His request was very sincere. In the 6th verse, that is what is described, that he was very purified, like he had really earnestness, and that is why he had worked a lot and he could directly see. And Rama sees that Lakshmana is very sincere. This is what is described in the next verse, 6. Shrutva atha saumitri vacho akhilam tada praha prapannarthi haraha prasannadhi Vijnanam Ajnana Tamu Pashyante Shruti Prapannam Shitipada Bhushanam. So he sees that Lakshmana is very earnest. He's not just talking for the sake of speaking, but earnestly has asked this. So Rama starts speaking. This is where the spiritual knowledge begins. That's why I just went through the story quickly. So number 7 is the important verse today. Sri Ramachandra Uvacham Adav Swavarnashram Varnitaha Kriyaha Kritva Samasadit Shuddha Manasaha Samapya Tad Purvam Upata Sadhanaha Samashrayet Sadgurum Atma Labdhe. He says a very important thing here. He begins the instruction of Jnana Yoga with a description of how one directly sees the truth. And how is that? He says, after you are done with your engagement as this body-mind person, and you see the futility of the body-mind person, you see the futility of the world, and you turn within. Only if you have turned within can the journey begin. If you have not turned within, you will not find the Sadguru, the inner Guru. Yeah? And you will never begin this journey. This is the most important part of this verse. Turning away from my Varnashrama. Basically, I'm done with this body-mind person. I have pretended to be a doer and I am pretended to be doing in this world. I have pretended to be the experiencer that is experiencing sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, people, relationships, objects. I'm done with all this and I've realized, oh, it's pointless. I have seen it all. There is no joy out here. Only if this is your recognition should you move ahead with Rama Drishti. It is expected of the spiritual seeker to have completed his journey through Srishti Drishti Vada and Drishti Srishti Vada. That is the meaning of you're done with your Varnashram, your position, name, fame, status, your understanding that there is money here, there is relationships, there's fun here, all that is washed away. You are done. You recognize, oh, it's pointless. There is no joy here. Yeah? There is no joy in pretending to be this person that I was pretending to be. Now there is a recognition that I am the witness of this person. I am not this person. And therefore there is this turning inwards, a natural inward turn that happens. So question for you, has that happened for you or not yet? Yeah. Once you turn inwards, you find the Sadguru within. Yeah. The inner Guru is the Sadguru. Sadgurum Atma Labdhaye. You will find that inner Guru. And only that can take you to the pure consciousness. There is no Guru outside. There is no external Guru. So, number one, if you're still stuck in an external Guru, you are not qualified to continue with Rama Drishti. If you're still stuck with the material world of people, situations and things, you are not qualified. And the third and the most important, if you still identify with this person all the time and you're not able to be a witness of this person, then you are not qualified to continue. So right here in the scripture at verse number 7, the qualification has been given. For those who don't know what is Advaita level 1 and level 2, I will now describe it in short. Advaita level 1 is Srishti Drishti Vada. When you were ignorant, you thought there is a pre-existing world of people in which there is mom, dad, and the rest of the family. This world existed before this body was born, and I am this body. This is the wrong understanding at Srishti Drishtivad. That is Advaita level 1. You recognize yourself as the body-mind person that is born in a pre-existing world. Are you still considering yourself to be this body-mind person that is born in a pre-existing world? If you are, then you are still at Advaita level 1. Yeah? And if you're still at Advaita level 1, then you need some time to get through level 1, get through level 2, and be ready for level 3. Yeah? So maybe Rama Drishti is not for you at this time. Second level, Advaita level 2, is Drishti Srishti Vada, where you start recognizing, oh no, there is no pre-existing world. There is no pre-existing world in which this body is born later. In fact, I am not this body only. I am the consciousness that projects first this body-mind person and then the world. This is Advaita level 2. So I, the consciousness, am first. The world is second. Drishti, Srishti, Vada. That is Advaita level 2. So, Srishti, Drishti, Vada, Advaita level 1 was the creation precedes consciousness. Advaita level 2 is consciousness precedes creation. Are you very clear that I am not a body that is born in the world, but I, the consciousness, project the body and the world? Are you clear about this? Do you see it moment to moment to moment during the day? Or are you lost as the person in a world? If you're still lost as a person in the world continuously, then you need some more time. Yeah? Then I would advise you to go back to I am that, or go back to Atmanirvriti, complete those, and then come to Advaita level 3 next year. Now, what is Advaita level 3? Where is Rama Drishti going to take me? Rama Drishti is going to take me from this recognition, what I have. I think that I project the world of people, situations, and things. Rama Drishti is going to take me to a point where I recognize, no, I am not projecting anything. There is nothing there to project. There is no projector and there is no projection. Yeah? So we are moving from the recognition of projector and projection to no projector, no projection. Yeah? Ajata, unborn. Okay? That is Advaita level 3. But you cannot skip Advaita level 2 and try to get to Advaita level 3. You will not get it. It's impossible to get it because you don't see continuously that you are projecting people, you are projecting situations, you are projecting things. If you don't see this, what is the point of learning there is no projector and projection? Oh, I never saw it anyways. Then you're not at Advaita level 3, you're back to 0. Yeah. So first you have to see the projection part. You have to see very clearly how the subtle thought projects a gross manifestation of a person, how a subtle thought projects the gross manifestation of an object, how a subtle thought projects the gross manifestation of a situation. If I still don't see it, and I don't recognize it in my daily routine, then I am not ready for Rama Drishti. Yeah. You should be very sincere about your spiritual path, your spiritual search. Okay. Now open Rama Drishti. We'll just read the first page, which is verse 1 through 7. Sri Rama lived a life of intense penance. Lakshmana requested Rama sincerely and earnestly to provide the instruction on release from the bondage of ajnana or ignorance. Lakshmana had purified himself and he was earnest about his spiritual search. Seeing his longing for the truth, Sri Rama began the instruction of Jnana Yoga with a description of how one directly sees the truth. Here I would just like to describe a little the difference between intellectual comprehension and direct seeing. What is intellectual comprehension? In intellectual comprehension, there is always some memory coming up which is telling you what this is. When I spoke about direct seeing, you already had an idea of what is direct seeing because you've heard it before. So the memory of that came up. That is called interference of thought. Yeah? Without memory, without interference of thought, when I take the step beyond the body and the mind, I abide as the witness. The witness cannot think. There is no thought there. Do you realize this? That witness can only witness. The witness can only know. What it witnesses, what it knows is what it is seeing. That is direct seeing. Devoid of the interference of the body or the mind. Is this very clear? Yeah. That is direct seeing. Do I really see? Is the question that you need to ask yourself. Do I really see? If the mind comes up with an answer, it is coming up with an answer from memory. That is the interference of thought. No. Thought is not seeing. That is what you're supposed to do. We are doing niti here. No. Thought is not seeing. Some intellectual analysis. No. This is intellect. This is not seeing. Yeah. Some repetition of what Ekta said in some other knowledge session. No. This is memory. This is not seeing. Do I really see? Can I take a step beyond the mind, beyond the intellect, beyond the memory? Right now. And just be the witness. Now do I see it? Is this very clear? Yeah. Where there is simply knowing, simply being. That's it. From that vantage point, when I recognize the world, the people, the work, the house, the money, whatever name, fame, friends, kids, everything that comes up, can I recognize all of this as simply my projection? Who's my? The body mind cannot project, remember this. Either the body is, or the mind is, or the friend or the child is. Remember this. It's not that there is any question of I being the body-mind. It is never the I. Never ever. It has never been the I. It was always a lie that I told myself in retrospect. I have never been the body-mind. I am the one that is witnessing just a body arising. It comes, it peaks, it stays for a little while and then it recedes. I know when the body arises and I know when the body fades away. How can I be the body? I was never the body. I cannot even say I was once upon a time. Now I'm not. No, that's a lie. I never was. So many times it happens that there is no body. Yes? There is no recognition of the person at all. And suddenly there is pain in the knee and there the body comes back. Do you see this? Yeah. Where was the body till now? There was no body. So it is not that I was the body and now I am the witness of the body. No, this is also a wrong understanding. You need to go back to Advaita level 1. I was always the witness of the body arising. The body was always just a wave, an arising that emerged from me, the nothingness. It played for a little while till I pretended and then it recedes. I can't pretend too long. How long? You go on wah, 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 the knee is hurting, paining, I need to go to the doctor. How long? Wah, wah, wah. You pop one tablet, pop two tablets. Suddenly something on TV comes on. Well, the body is gone, pain is gone, no knee, no medicine, no doctor, nothing. What is going on TV is more interesting now. Only that is, there is no body, there is no person. Yeah. So waking up to this truth, moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. Yeah. I was never this body. Similarly, I'm not the mind. Mind is only one thought that arises, that plays for a little while, peaks, and it recedes. In retrospect, I connect these cluster of thoughts, these arisings, these waves of thoughts, I put them together and I say, oh, that is the mind. There is no mind. There is only me, the witness, that knows a thought that arises, peaks, and recedes. Doesn't matter what kind of a thought it is. If it's an intellectual thought, it is called intellect. If it is a repetitive thought, it is called memory. Thought doesn't matter. You've just given it labels. Just get rid of all these labels and see, am I able to recognize my true self, my Swarupa, my witnessing vantage point, which was always the truth, but I chose to ignore it and jump in and say, I am this thought, I am this intelligent thought, or I am this memory thought, or I am this body. And then you see arisings, you see a person, your family member, beloved member come into the room, speak for a little while, say something. It peaks and then he recedes. It's simply an arising. Can I see it? If I can recognize the body, mind, and the world in the waking like this, then I will be able to recognize it in the dream like this. Yeah? From the waking, it seeps into the dream automatically. Is this recognition there? Is it there? And then the absence of these two, the waking and the dream arisings, that absence is known by whom? I have to be there, no, to know that these are absent. Can I recognize that? Obviously, I was there. Otherwise, how do I know the absence? Clear? So, we have to recognize this very clearly, become very, very clear that it is not an intellectual understanding, but I, the witness, see. I directly see. I can only see. I cannot think. I cannot act. I cannot do seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, smelling. No. I only know these as arisings. This clarity is very important. Then only do you understand that all this projection is me only. How can it give me any joy? Anything that is born of me will be less than me, no? That which is less than me, how can it bring joy to me? Only that which is greater than me can bring joy to me. Something that is less than me cannot bring joy. This recognition is called direct seeing. Direct seeing of what? Now I recognize, oh, it's futile. This world is futile. My projection is futile. Can I turn away from this projection? Turn inwards towards the projector, yeah? Or towards the projectionist. Can I turn inwards? Then your Ajatavada journey will begin. If you're still lost here, then it's a problem. Then you cannot move ahead. Okay? This is how you must evaluate yourself. Without the interference of thought, without the interference of memory, without the interference of intellect or anything that you have heard before. Seeing. Can I see? Clear? Then only will you really understand what verse 7 is. So one sees the world only after one gives up the world. Basically, giving up perceptions, sensations, thoughts, and feelings, and turning towards the one that was the projectionist of the perception, sensation, thoughts, and feeling. Can I turn towards that? That is the Sadguru. There is no Guru outside. There cannot be, because all this is my projection. If this clarity is there, then only can we move ahead to the next verse.